welcome to the Tolleson-Mack podcast. I'm Brandon Shelton, my man Brandon Brown. Our special guest today, Trevor Bales.
Hello.
Of Bales Hay Sales fame, we'll call it. How you been, Trevor? What's happening, man?
It's hay season.
Oh yeah,
It's hay
Getting
season.
hot out there, huh?
It's not so hot, just hay season.
It's
busy.
It's been cool, and it's been kind of getting a little bit hot now lately, huh?
isn't
The
it
wind
weird though,
blowing.
for you guys right now baling hay? I mean, this time
It
of year
was-
should be hot.
Well, yeah. I mean, I say hotter than it.
It's
Yes, it
almost
was.
it's almost June and it hasn't hit 105 yet.
Yeah, that's true.
It's only hit 100 like 4 times.
This morning it was 66 out here.
And we had rain in May, which is
Yeah.
very strange.
Did you have any hay down?
The other day we walked out of here, remember, and we're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Holy shit, it's raining."
Yeah.
It was kind of monsoony, because it was hot all
Yeah.
day and then it rained at night.
Did you have hay down when it rained?
Yeah, it just sprinkled on it, but some other guys had quite a
Yeah.
bit more down. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about everybody that comes on here and everything that we do on the podcast and stuff, but a lot of our focus is the performance horse market.
I've got some great performance horse stories.
Oh, I got to hear them. But
I don't own a horse. I do own a horse. I have a miniature
yeah, you have
horse
something by that
named
barn,
Tina.
man.
I call her Tina because she's got lots of hair, like Tina Turner. That's all I got. I had a Clydesdale.
R.I.P. Tina Turner.
I came in one day and he was dead, so I don't have a
Oh.
Clydesdale anymore.
No more Clydesdale.
No more Clydesdale. No.
Holy.
Was it in the water trough? Dead?
No. But man, we had to dig a big hole.
I bet you did.
It's a big horse.
I bet. So what are you seeing in the hay market right now? I mean, we talked to Brandon a little bit about it. They do some export hay, bale some small bales. You guys do both. When I was on my way today from my house to the podcast, I drive right by your place, and it was pretty impressive, man. You got a heck of an operation going there. It was 3 squeezes running in the yard, stacking in the barn. That was pretty cool.
So one of them wasn't broke down.
No, they were all 3 running.
That's-
I'm very happy
that's
to report
rare.
they're all 3 running.
Very
Now
rare.
keep your fingers crossed that they're still running.
That's why we had to get 3. One of them's always broke.
Yeah.
When you only have one, one's broke. When you
Yeah.
have 2, one's broke. When you have 3, one's broke.
That's for damn sure.
They were all 3 running. That's for sure. So.
The hay market, though, that's a question everyone wants to ask. I think it's for after last year's shortage and the crazy prices. I think everyone's still riding that high, and everyone thinks that the hay is worth a lot more than it really is right now. And I'm pretty nervous.
So it's kind of softening up. We see that in the market. We see that in the export market that the hay's softening up a little bit. Did you see a lot of guys like around your area jump in and plant a bunch of hay because of the high prices last year?
No, not really. Because right in my area, it's me, Leicester, and then a couple dairies, Vanderway and Kerr. Vanderway and Kerr, they're going to do whatever they got to do for their cows.
Yeah.
Other than that, then Johnny Day, he just follows. I mean, he just markets. He'll plant cotton, corn, whatever. He doesn't care. So not right in my area, I would say. And I don't really pay attention to. I don't know. Alfalfa is king out here, so there's always a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
It's whenever corn goes high, then all of a sudden you see more corn than normal.
Right.
When alfalfa goes high, then I can't really visually tell a difference.
Yeah. With you guys being so heavy in the hay market, what other crops do you use for like a rotation? Normally.
So at the end of a 3rd or 4th year on alfalfa, depending on the stand, we'll follow it in with some ryegrass and makes a nice rye alfalfa mix. That's quote unquote a rotation. Then
Is that the Baca Verde?
That's the Baca Verde, yeah. And then we'll follow that up with Sudan.
Okay.
So once that rye dies off, like right about now, early June, late May, early June, then we'll drill some Sudan in there. And just depends. Like if I'm kind of low on cheap hay, we'll bale it. If not, we'll grow it up like 6 foot tall, and we'll just disc it right in. We used to swath it. I got in not an argument, but like, Brian, just disc it in. No, we got to cut it. It's going to ball up in those discs. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, when you swath it, it puts it all in one strip. Like just disc it. And he was out of town once, and I told my guys, I just disc that field. Like, no, we haven't swathed it yet. I'm like, I don't care, just disc it. All right, cool. He discs it in. It's beautiful, just mixed in that soil, so pretty. I was like, take that, Brian, loser.
They do that a lot. You see that a lot on Cotton Lake.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All the big veggie guys.
That's where we kind of
Yeah, the green fertilizer they call
those
it.
guys do it.
Right. Yeah, if they're doing it, they must be doing it right.
And there's some good properties with Sudan. Some now don't take this to the bank, but agronomist told me that it releases a lot of salt into the air, so it helps pull salt out of your soil. Now I didn't look that up myself. He could
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
He could have just been telling me stuff. He could have been drinking that day.
He could have been selling you Sudan seed.
Right.
If he was selling you the seeds. So what we've learned in the cattle game is, and I think it holds true for any business, but vertical integration, right? And with you having a feed store there, you delivering the hay, you doing all of that. Talk us kind of through that, how that's changed your game. I mean, because you guys have always sold hay out of there, but it seems to me like when you came, you kind of took that to the next level.
Well, so I'm the sixth generation on this farm. My family came here in 1836, but they didn't homestead until 1891. So went from ranching to farming and ranching to farming in a feedlot. And then once the cattle market in the early 90s started softening up a lot, and we had a farm out in the desert where we were growing cotton.
Like Rainbow, right?
Out in Rainbow, we're heavily on cotton, 1,200 acres of cotton. And then the cotton started softening up. My grandpa saw, man, and we always baled a little bit of hay. We weren't selling it, but we had those 3-string bales. And people would come and ask my grandpa, oh, I just need a couple bales. My grandpa's like, all right, cool, whatever. And then once that cotton started getting soft and my dad realized that we shouldn't be farming out here because one farm is supporting the other. And the cattle was doing so bad. My grandpa my grandpa was the one that had a division. He said, we need to do a little feed store right here. And my dad said, no. I mean, back then we had, every farm, rows of we've been there since the 1890s. So rows of just junk, and my dad just saw like liability. He's like, no, a tractor is going to pull out and hit a car full of,
Which, I mean, he has a good point.
I mean, luckily we've had accidents with bales damaging vehicles, but knock on wood, I've never had a piece of equipment run into a customer's vehicle.
Right.
So it was really my grandpa's idea to do that. And then my dad really ran with it. Where I came in really, and where I always like to tell people, man, working with my dad is a great guy. Where my grandpa, not to sound negative or anything, but he just didn't listen to my dad or take his advice very well. It was a very no, it's my ways or it's my way.
Well, he's an old farmer.
Yeah. Or my dad has been, even my dad's 64, 63, but he's still, since I've been back from college, he listens to my ideas, and we'll do a lot of the stuff. Like we used to tarp most of our hay. Well, I just sat down and said, look, dude, I can show you on paper right here. What I can prove is you're losing 13% of these stacks. Now I cannot tell you how much you're losing when you get a hole in a tarp. Like I can't put that on paper because holes are random. So let's just say it's another 3%. The amount of time it takes to put them on, then you need 3 people minimum to pull a tarp back just to pull one load out. It's like we build these barns. I can use them multiple times in a year. And plus we had a guy fall off when we were tarping one year.
I was just going to say that. It's probably a lot more dangerous to tarp hay than it is to worry about somebody getting hit in the yard when they're coming to buy hay.
Exactly. So we had 3 barns, and my dad's cousin Brian was like, oh, your dad's never going to go through it. He's never, good try. He's never going to go through it. When I showed him, you're losing 13%. Your bottom bales are shot, your top bales are shot. And he was just like, dang, okay. We built, boom, that first year, 4 barns. And then the next year, another 6 barns. It's just bam, bam, bam. So just my dad willing to listen and work with me.
That's awesome.
And not just have, my ideas are the only good ideas. He's been great with the social media and stuff and the clothing. Where a lot of people, how farmers are, it's, man, don't let your neighbor know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Shh, don't do that. Be quiet, and he's just hey, just don't do anything stupid. I know you're going to do something stupid. Don't do anything really stupid, right? No dick pics out that night. But
the short shorts almost got me. I'm a big follower, and I seen that. I was like, Trevor, what are you doing here, bud?
Oh yeah, I've got some good, some scandalous pictures, stickers coming out pretty soon. They're pretty good. But
So you talk about like an accident in the yard. So I remember there was a time, and I hope you remember this. You guys were loading hay out of my grandpa's barn. You were driving
that
a
was me.
squeeze.
That
Yeah,
was
I know it was you.
back
I
into the
know.
tractor. Yeah,
You hit our 40-40.
Did you know I was going to college at the time,
Oh.
and Paul called me. I need a squeeze driver.
Paul went
I
off
was
on you.
so embarrassed. I'm like, dude, I've got like 4, 5, 6 years in a squeeze, and I hit a freaking tractor. Like, come on, this is rookie stuff here, man.
So my grandpa
It's
was
a
more,
rookie move.
we're more old school, I guess you would say. So like when someone came, we were checking shit out. We were just in our little bubble, and I remember, like it just say boom, and my grandpa didn't say nothing. He wasn't mad or nothing, but I was like, who's that guy? And he's like Trevor Bales, and then. Later on I got to know, you or whatever. And so I always remember that.
Yeah,
back into the 40-40.
So embarrassed. I get embarrassed easily, I guess, when it's like, well, when it's something you should be good at, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, I was so, especially running someone else's equipment, someone else's barn,
It's funny how you don't forget them things.
It was just funny though. I was going to a Straight Mountain Community College, and Paul, can you come load some trucks for me? Yeah, or whatever, Paul. Kind of random.
Yeah.
Kind of random ask, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, just get someone to come do
But
that.
I mean, even that side of it, it seems like in the last few years, you guys have really, lack of a better term, kind of blown up, right? You had like one squeeze you were running for a while.
Yeah, but we ran 4 Hauser-built retriever trucks. I'm like, Dad, tell me how. He's like, I don't want the liability of semis. I'm like, okay, tell me how it's less liable to have these 4 retrievers move 20 truckloads worth. Like, could we move 20 truckloads today? Those 4 retrievers moving 20 truckloads of hay. Like, are you that's a lot of liability. Those trucks are putting a lot more miles on the road than 4 semis, right? And then it's like, dude, your squeeze is loading in the field, then he has to run back and unload, and then load a truck that's going outbound while he's there, then run back to the field. It's like, this is insane. Like, this is nuts. And then he's like, why isn't all the hay moved today? I'm like, well, because we have one squeeze, dude. It doesn't work with just one squeeze. And so when we finally got the second one, it wasn't too long, like another 3 or 4 years. It's like, dude, Dad, we're running these old machines. Like, the first one was a 02, then the newest one was a 06, but that was 2018, I think. So it was still old. So I was like, man, if we're gonna run this old equipment, we gotta have enough of it when one's broke down. All right, go find another one. Begrudgingly, and but man, just crazy through the social media stuff. I remember a couple years ago, I made a post because everyone on social media, right, put out your prettiest, the nicest tractor I have, the nicest car, my prettiest hay. And I'd kind of fallen into that too. And I was like, man, look at this dry, nasty hay. I sure wish Staley West would make a small bale steamer. And it hadn't been out yet. Like, I didn't know they were making one. Mm-hmm. And I get a phone call from a number I don't know. Like 3 days later, like, hi, this is, I forget who it was. I think it was McKay. This is McKay from Staley West. Like, we want to bring a small bale steamer out there. We've had a lot of people viewed that. I was like, what? No way. Like,
that's awesome.
You guys have a small bale steamer? Well, we're working on it. Like, that's pretty sweet. So that was pretty cool. I mean, that without social media, that wouldn't have happened.
How do you like the small bale steamer?
I've never operated it. I know it's changed the life of Brian. So just talking.
Yeah, break that.
Brian.
How's that
So
work?
my
Keep
dad.
bringing up Brian.
Yeah, my dad and Brian are first cousins. Brian is my dad's aunt's son, so he has a different last name, but they come from the same family line. And so Brian, I always tell people, he's like the secret weapon to why to our success too, because he treats his farm like he came from it, because he did.
Oh, yeah.
And he has great patience. I look at it 2 ways. One, it's made his life easier. 2, it's prolonged his career at the farm. The old way, you guys know, you go out at 10 p.m. and you sit out there in the field and you open your door and you reach out and you feel how crunchy is the hay. We can start or we can't. And then your employees are sitting there with their phone on loud, sleeping rather with their phone on loud. And now with these steamers, Brian just tells them
on the time clock.
Yeah, Brian. Or Brian just says, meet me at 3 a.m. Boom, they start. And it's like, man, heck yeah, I think I'm going to get another 5 years out of Brian.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then the guy that's going to replace him, I think it's just going to make his life. It's just going to make everyone's lives easier. You still can't beat natural dew. Mm-hmm. Natural dew still makes the prettiest hay. But I mean, it's not going to.
But like what you guys were saying, at the beginning of the pod, man, the weather is so crazy right now.
Oh, it's up and
It
down.
would be brutal. You know what I mean? if that was your only way to do it. So
And it's helped us in a lot of other ways too. Like if a storm's coming, you're like, whoa, I know in 5 days we're supposed to get a big storm. I know I can have hay down and baled in 3. Well, I'm going to put down 200 acres instead of 100 acres.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bale until 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I have these steamers. Well, if you didn't have those steamers, you're baling at 10, 11, 12, 1. Like it's green toothpicks.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to eat that.
it's
Camels.
pretty wild though to go down, be driving down the road and see those big balers running the steamers, and it's like, yeah, like you said, it's like noon, and you're like, holy shit, what is this? You know, but I mean, like again, there's no, in my opinion, there's no way to get around like natural dew, right?
Oh, yeah,
Natural
yeah.
dew is the best. But you know, and stem moisture and new hay and all that comes into play. But I guess it's the evolution. You know, it keeps growing and getting bigger and going and going and going. What's some expansion plans in the works for Bales?
I want to build a big feed store. I can't afford to buy property. Oh my gosh, property! I think to get an acre out there, farm ground's $30,000 at the minimum. And farming at $30,000 an acre, you cannot pay off that acre. So I want to build a feed store.
Yeah, I would like it if
If APS is listening, it's going to be a shop. Cool.
Well, they're always a farm shop, right?
Yeah. Because I'm going to need some more electricity.
Is
Building a shop.
So I've been hearing like a lot of rumors about like, is there a freeway coming through there eventually, or is that all just bullshit?
I saw plans going through off the 303, and then they hit Southern.
Okay.
But I don't know about below. Like that's too
Yeah.
far out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when that'll really.
I heard the 11's coming through my house, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Because they already finished it down like almost to Wickenburg. They're going to bring it up from Nogales and around up
I
the
didn't know
85. Yeah, they're saying right through Palo Verde. So right through like Kerr's Dairy, right through Kerr's Dairy, straight across, right through my house and turn and go up.
Oh wow.
Right past my house.
Yeah, I've heard also. I mean, I remember, man, like 3 years ago, there was a big old uproar right there in Liberty. They're like, oh, they're building this freeway. Ah.
Yeah.
And my dad was at this deal, and he was kind of sitting there pretty quiet. And he asked the guy, that was for at the county or whoever or ADOT. He's like, if this happens, when are you thinking? He's like, oh, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
Your son will probably be older than you.
Yeah.
Your grandkids
yeah.
will have to worry about this freeway.
My dad's like, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And I even asked my father-in-law because he farmed over on 99. That's when they first came to you and that freeway was finished, how many years? He's like, I think it was 25.
Yeah.
When they first
When they first
came and talked to
started
him.
talking about the 202 in Levine,
Yeah.
when we were farming over there, I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing with me right here in this area in Tolleson. I thought down here on Southern, I'd be able to, finish my career or whatever. I'm 36, but the freeway has come like this. They've already bought these guys' houses out. I'm the president of the water district here, so they went in, bought all these houses out. All these people had to move.
I've never met a president before.
Well, shoot,
He's official.
It's
He's
5.
official.
We're the oldest and the smallest probably in the state, but.
But you're
Anyways,
still the president.
yeah. So it's 5 mile stretch, no big deal. But the houses, so
You need to learn that in feet. Just say by feet. That's
Yeah.
many thousand feet.
so the people that lived in those houses for years, the county came in, kicked them out or whatever, bought them out. Paid them good money. They left. Well,
You as a president told them you kicked them out?
no, the county
I
for
can't
the
believe
freeway.
you kick people out of their houses.
So they get these people out. So the way that our water district gets money is the taxes off these people's houses. Here they pay taxes. So I'm talking like a third of our district, the county came in, bought these people out. Well, it's supposed to happen faster. It didn't happen. Well, now the county's renting these houses back out. Well, the county don't pay taxes. So we're not getting no revenue for St. John's Water District. So I mean, I'm in this freeway crap, and it's just
The
so
county
hard.
rents the houses back out?
Yeah,
Like the county's the landlord?
Yeah, they own the houses. They bought them because they're going to demolish them. So the bad
Is
houses,
those ones down there
Yeah.
on the end?
the bad houses, the ugly ones, they already demolished them. But all the other ones are renting it back out. And
Really?
Yeah. So I'm in the county trying to get money, and it's a mess for our
To those
district.
listening, I mean, on my way here. There's a tractor hooked up with a border disc at Circle K putting diesel in his tractor.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I was
Yeah.
driving by, I was too in shock. Like, all my thought was he's putting clear fuel in that tractor.
Shout out to Tom Amner. I know exactly. He was driving like a farm mall. Was it
No, it was a big old deer.
Oh,
Big old deer. With
Probably
border
one of
disc.
Brandon's
Looked-
guys
looked
who
like
don't
a
know
young
about
guy.
it.
Looked like a young guy, but I'm like, man, he's clear diesel in that tractor. Man,
no idea.
guy's
That's
got money.
That's wild. You want to talk rumors? I'm hearing rumors you guys are building an arena.
No, there's already arena.
Well, yeah, I heard you're building a bigger one though.
No, I just said I've got this arena with lights on it. I should put on ropings here. Oh, because the whole idea is right. If you want to have a feed store and you want to sell hay and clothing and whatnot, you got to have traffic. Well, what better way to have traffic? Throw an arena in there.
We
Like,
talked about doing some
vertical
ropings.
integration.
And my dad's like, you're not going to get rich having ropings. I'm like, I'm not going to get rich having ropings. I'm not going to get rich having a feed store. I'm not going to get rich selling hay by the bale. But you put all three of those together, and I'm still not going to be rich, but it'll be better than if I was just doing one of those things.
That's
Like,
Well,
that's
yeah,
the
I mean, you
point.
get people there at your ropings, they're going to need to buy ropes and
Yeah, and that-
hats and boots.
And that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, it's not going to be the biggest or I just want to have traffic come through here.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want. Like I'm not going to do anything crazy. And that's what I told him too, but I'm not going to close the door. Like if it's successful, I mean, I talk to Ty Yost regularly. It's like, man, if it's successful, like go a little bigger, make it nicer, but grow. I want to grow organically rather than try to just throw something together. Like, okay, like the first 3 years, like it's pretty good. It's growing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we'll add something to it. But there's no plans to, I mean, I haven't even talked to anyone about putting on roping. I think I told Jordan Weaver, I was like, hey, find someone to put on some ropings over here or
Yeah.
something, buddy. But I that's all as far as I've got.
I heard Duncan and Sons Trucking bought Buckeye.
Yeah, it's closed. Yeah.
Yeah, they just closed on
Are they going to keep it going? Or
Yeah, he called me. I was like, David, dude, that is the best truck part. Like, just rip out all the stands. You've got a shop right there, concrete that. He's like, no, we're going to keep it. I'm like, why would you do that, man? Like,
Dude, there's $1 million in cleanup at that place.
yeah.
oh, that place.
I mean,
And
I mean-
why? Why would you have such a nice place so dirty?
oh,
It drives me nuts driving by it.
I don't know. Yeah. I was at first I was like, yeah, I want to buy that place. And then I was like, man, it's so close to home.
Yeah.
It's a negative. Like
Well,
it was further away.
You're just buying yourself another job.
And that's what I was talking to someone. They're like, do you want more headaches in your life or less? I'm like,
Yeah, you think Baylor drivers are bad. Ask Brandon Brown about team ropers.
Yeah.
oh,
And we love them, but they're difficult sometimes to work with.
I mean, it's like them hay people. I mean, you deal with a lot of stuff. I mean, I bail mostly in town here, and I'll get a call, and then they got a foam cup, and they found
Oh,
a
yeah.
cup. I'm like, throw it
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Like throw it away. It's not that big of a deal. And
Oh,
like, what do you expect around this? And I'm sure you deal with all kind of stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I tell people, you realize this isn't like a soda factory. We don't walk in, there is not a big green start button on the wall
yeah.
and then a big red button underneath it. You realize that,
Yeah.
right? There is not like a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like we're dealing with Mother Nature,
Yeah.
equipment, employees.
Yeah, people.
Man.
These guys went over here to Vanderways. They opened up their fertilizer. They'll open their fertilizer over, 2,000 gallons of fertilizer, like 3 trailers leaking on the ground.
Oh.
They'll come and they'll cut our twines. Have a whole stack. They'll cut all the bells in the bottom, and these people are just mean and hateful, and it makes guys, it makes it hard to try to farm. I mean, all the other challenge we got to do, and then
Yep.
and we notice it when school gets out.
Yep.
At 4 o'clock, and then now that school's out for the summer, I mean, it's tough. They still, between the crack kids stealing your batteries and the kids just being assholes, and then the driving. These people, like, get a 16-foot header to 59th Avenue in Buckeye, and you tell me the route to get there, because you're not taking the same route every time.
Right.
And on the bottom of them blinking lights, there's that. It's like a 1 foot by 1 foot.
The rubber deal.
Well, no, some of them are rubber, some of them are metal.
Oh.
So,
Oh, yeah.
So like if my
Like the
swather,
old school one.
yeah, if my swather barely
hits it,
hits it,
floats up.
well, if the header barely hits it, it'll pull it back into the back tire of the swather, and that tire is smaller.
no.
So then it slices that tire, pops it. So I tell my guys, if there's no way around and there's nothing else you could do, hit
Straddle
it. Well, yeah, hit it right in the middle, and then park and go back and put them up. But because you can't, you just take them out, go
I wouldn't
come
put
back.
it back up.
Well, we say that because we're being nice, but
Yeah.
so my guy was doing that, and a cop coming head on sees him doing that, thinking that he's just being a jerk. So the cop blocks him right there. We got traffic everywhere. So then I get out and I tell the cop, he's yelling at me, and then I was like, just go on the side. Let's go right here to the CVS, and we'll talk. So anyways, we got the swather, everything on the side of the road. I tried to explain to the cop why, and he just ain't hearing it. He's like, well, you can't come down this road. I said, you need to make an app that you could type in how wide your machine is, and that'll get you the best route to get to your location. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's just unbelievable, just the shit you have to deal with on a
All right,
regular
is the
basis.
construction company going to buy this cutting that we
Yeah.
just missed? Like,
Yeah.
someone's got to pay for it.
And they tell me, take a different route. There's construction here. Every route has construction.
Yeah, find me a route. that
Every
does that.
single one.
They need to make laws against that. I hate when the freeway, when you've got three exits in a row, there's like
Oh
construction.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, and like, oh my God.
Like Watson and then Miller.
Yep.
And like they had those all torn up, and it's where do you go?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
It stops at Verado. The
Yeah.
traffic stops.
Where
at
do you go?
Verado.
Yeah.
I mean,
What is it?
ridiculous.
Is it Verado and MC85? You know, it gets backed up all the way to Liberty
Oh,
School.
it's terrible.
Like,
yeah.
what the hell?
That's better if you go around, jump down to Beloit, and then
Mhm.
come back and then go straight north. There's never traffic.
I
there.
take the ditch bank. Now I go all the way down.
Why did you guys let them change Verado to or change airport to Verado? You should have
Because
thought
we're
that.
very Verado.
Oh,
I don't know. No, I don't know.
This guy.
We still call it airport.
Yeah,
sometimes,
everybody
but I
does.
don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if there was a vote or what or how.
There had to be something.
I don't know. I don't know the story on that. Jackie Mick probably knows. I don't know.
I wish they would have left it where you could go through the river and the
Mhm.
river
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
running into Rainbow, because that bridge at Rainbow gets pretty bad.
You'd
too.
think they would at some point. They'll bring it back. Well, maybe when they're done mining that out.
Yeah.
Lauren Brown.
Yeah,
Mines it out.
Lauren's mining it out, isn't he?
Yeah. So hopefully.
Oh.
Oh gosh, that's another terrible nightmare of a story because my grandpa owns that pit right there,
Oh yeah,
but it's severely in debt. Yeah, that's a nightmare.
bad deal.
Is
Yeah.
Lauren's company still Paloma?
Paloma Ready Mix, yeah.
He's no longer on the by Watermelon over there.
I think he still has
Oh, is he?
something out there. He's in Wickenburg now.
Oh wow.
Somewhere else. I don't know. He's all over now.
Yeah.
He's got several.
He
batch-
doesn't do
batch
anything
plants.
with Hine anymore, or nothing like that.
I don't think so. I think he'll concrete wise, yeah, but not
Yeah.
not farm wise. No.
Cool. So, I was watching some of your TikToks, and you're having a problem with the guy that got you for some hay.
Oh, the midnight cowboy,
Midnight Cowboy.
Jimbo, the midnight cowboy.
Yeah, I didn't even tell Brandon Brown about this because
No, I
I'm
have
like,
no
well, I gotta
idea.
let Trevor
Oh.
tell you the story.
Well, you guys are both in the business of
Yeah.
roping steers and cattle, and I'm super lucky. I've dealt with like 3 or 4 people: Ty Yost, Kyle Crispin, and some random other small guys. Ty Yost pays his bill.
Oh yeah.
Kyle Crispin pays his bill. I've been with Ty for 10 years now, and so I'm cool. Well, so last year, it's funny if you go on the county assessor page right now. For 2023, you zoom in, his red semi's parked there and all his cattle are out there, but it's too far. You can't like zoom in and see, but there's only one red semi that like was in there like right that. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just feeding this guy's cattle. He's just this good old boy out of Utah, and met my grandpa. Oh, he seems like a good guy or whatever. And I say, hey, just let me know how many head you're bringing in because I charge you by the head. Like it's easier that way than keeping my guys. They're supposed to weigh everything. But of course, man, I don't have a feed truck.
By the head, by the day. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I don't have a feed truck. We've got a flatbed trailer, and my guys load 3 string bales on there. They cut the strings and throw them in, and then if I have some cheaper big bales, we'll just drive in with a squeeze and drop them over the fence. It just depends what
You just keep them
cheapest.
fed.
I try to do the best I can for the cattlemen to keep it cheap too. Like I could feed them super expensive hay or do my best to find some cheap hay. So I try to always find something that's best for their pocketbook. And man, he just bringing cattle in. I'm like, oh, whatever. He'll get with me. He'll get back to me. Luckily, my one guy was really good about keeping all his weights. So I never had like a full head count, but I had all the hay that it had been taken. Because I had one guy that year, and I told him, I was like, Arturo, I'm going to give you a bonus if you feed these cows. Like I'm going to split it with you. So he gets a fat check at the end of the winter. And I was like, hey Jim, we need to settle up or something. All right, yeah, sounds good. Well, I'm gonna sell one load of cattle off and I'll just use that to pay you. And I'm an idiot, right? Oh, and everyone's like, why didn't you have your gate locked? Well, I do have a gate locked. But how many times do cattle truck when you guys are hauling cattle from Idaho, Montana, wherever? What time do they come in at?
Yeah.
1,
Yeah,
11, 3. Oh, so I'm like, okay, here's a combo to the front lock because I'm not getting out of my bed
Right.
at 3 o'clock in the
To
morning.
come watch you
11 o'clock. Yeah. So he had the combo. So he hauls one load out. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like 3 or 4 days later, I come in and all the cattle are gone. What?
Sorry.
And I mean, Karma's great though, right? You go on his Facebook and see it. He had a couple bulls in there, and his cowboy wife, she got gored up pretty bad. It
that
tore
ain't
her up. And so that was his thing. Oh, I had to helivac. We had to take her to the emergency room, and so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to pay you. I'm like, oh dang, okay, whatever. And then the same time, his son was in a dirt bike accident. Oh, he had to get helivac'd to the
His dog ate his homework.
Yeah, all this shit, right? And Well, what's funny about the bull is you're just like, man, this bull's just doing what bulls do, right? So after she gets all healed up, she shoots it in the backyard. Like she's out there with her 30-06 or whatever. Like
They filmed it?
like she's got a big old elk or something. I'm like,
Oh my
shot
God.
the bull that gored you. Okay,
Wow.
I mean,
Should have sold this some bitch and paid me for some feed.
like
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's cool. I don't know. It's just a bull, right? Like
Right.
it's not. I don't know. Whatever. So so just story after story, and then someone reached out to me and they're like, hey, that guy's a scumbag. He's not going to pay you. Dude, this guy needs to be on Netflix. There needs to be a Netflix show on these guys, like them running from the cops. Like no joke. I've talked to an investigator. So I've talked to 2 sheriffs and 1 cattle inspector out of Washington. 2 sheriffs, 1 cattle inspector, and 2 private detectives out of Idaho,
Oh shit.
and an insurance detective guy. And oh man, one of these detectives we had like a 3-hour phone call, and he's just telling me story after story about these guys, and a lot of it's like terrible, terrible stuff. He was allegedly, I got to say that first, right? Allegedly, he was driving wasted through Washington, head-on collision with another insurance guy. Doesn't kill the guy, but the guy sees him. Well, he's wasted, so he drives away, and they follow the oil and the radiator, and one of the front tires had blown out, and so they could follow, and it went up to just like a wall of hay stacked up at some random house. They start pulling the hay back. Boom, there's that Dodge. His Dodge.
They hit it inside the hay?
Well, he hit it, took it to a buddy's house, then stacked some hay up in front of
Oh
it.
my goodness.
But hey, it wasn't him though. The truck had been stolen.
Of
It just
course.
happened to get hidden at his buddy's house while he was with his buddy.
So now we're out for insurance fraud.
Well, so then he gets a brand new Dodge out of that because they can't prove he was there because it took several days to find him, even though the guy in the car saw it. So his wife and his son are in the brand new Dodge, Cruz go somewhere up, I think in Idaho, and somehow they get in a head-on collision with a 19-year-old in a little Honda car, and it kills him.
Oh shit.
And of course, no one else is there. Oh, he swerved into our lane. You're like,
That's terrible.
and so, but of course, and so it's like, dude, this kid died. Like,
Yeah,
what
that's
was
bad.
it? What was a real story? Then I know another guy that contacted me. He actually has a lien on the Midnight Cowboy's inheritance.
Oh
So
shit.
as soon as his mom dies,
Wow.
like several things can happen, right? It goes to auction, or he gets whatever. I don't somehow or another, but Washington wants to see him. He had a bunch of cattle, real thin cattle, die in a snowstorm. Well, it was a blizzard. Like, well, when they're malnourished, a blizzard will kill your cows.
Right.
If they're fed, they wouldn't die. So he's got a warrant in Washington, warrants in Idaho.
Holy shit. Where's he at? I mean,
Well, he's in Aguila right now, Aguila, Arizona. That's what I tell everyone. Hey, I think between him and his wife, they have 8 DUIs.
Oh shit.
So it's not like they're trying to stop.
No.
Like if you got 1 or 2, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll be honest. Let's be real. I've had a few drinks and I drove home, but like,
Yeah.
and I probably could. I probably could have had. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I had a few drinks, but I'm just
allegedly,
saying,
if the right cop would have pulled you over, allegedly.
and so it's like, all right, I understand. Like, we've all had a couple drinks, but when you have 8 between 2 people,
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
problem.
Come on.
And to do it to all people, like to you, you're gonna blast him on every social media.
And I have.
I mean, that's great.
I did one on YouTube, but I didn't post it because I called an attorney. I was like, what? Because I know several other stories, but and he said, look, and if you can fight it in court, tell it. But if it didn't specifically happen to you, then don't do
Well,
it.
I mean, what he did to you is enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
really.
For sure.
the one guy in Idaho that's got the lien on his inheritance. No, he told me that no other attorney in Idaho will represent him anymore because he owes too many attorneys money.
Oh shit.
So it's like, this guy's not going to sue me
Right.
because no one will represent. They'll just look him up. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, you can Google the guy, and just like the rap sheet is crazy. You pay the extra $3 to see all the stuff, and you're like,
But
oh
then
my.
it hooks you for $3 a month.
Well, then
and you never.
I wish. Oh, anyways, but I wish that money came to me. Like,
Some kind of
King,
subscription.
$3 a month to pay back the midnight. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with it, but they're just. Oh, then him and his wife, they have multiple assault charges against each other. She kicks his ass.
Kind of normal standard teacher.
Like, they go back and forth kicking each other's asses. Like,
In all fairness, this guy probably should stay in Aguila or move to Tonopah.
I wish it moved to.
One of those two places.
Well, he was in Tonopah last year.
Oh, Told you.
You probably saw him. You didn't know it.
Called it.
And then, so this is, I get a guy that's on Instagram messages me. He's like, hey, Jimbo's at my shop right now. His differential exploded.
Oh,
And he
dude,
sent
I
me a
would've went and
picture of
took
him
his
out there.
truck.
Well, it's up in Idaho.
Oh,
And so I was like,
I'd have had Andy go
I
get
was like,
it.
what are you going to do? He's like, I told him to get the fuck out of here. I'm
Yeah.
like, did you really? He's like, yeah. I said, hey, dude, you owe too many people money. You're not getting that thing fixed here.
Right.
He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, come on, buddy. And I was like, yes. Like,
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. Let me pull up Trevor Bales' TikTok.
So good. Like, yes. Like, I'm so like the fact that it's like,
I won't say any names, but just the other day, a similar situation happened, and a guy was going to come load some hay, and Chad called me. He's like, "Hey, I told that guy to get the fuck out of here because Chad already knew the story, and it was at my house too. You know what I mean? So I think more people need to do shit like that to get the point across, because there's some scumbags, you know, in this in the feeding world, but also in this hay world.
every industry. But
every industry.
just because farming seems like, oh, it's farming.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
as bad here as
farming's
everywhere
kind of
else.
like hush hush, but like you were saying earlier, you know, you don't want to know what your neighbor's doing. But in instances like that,
You gotta
you
tell
need
them.
to be like, hey man,
Well, and
this guy hooked me for 50 grand or
And,
whatever.
and I've
be
had
called out.
so many people out of Idaho that what they said, I've had more than, I think, 3 different guys tell me the same thing. They're like, you know, the old saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's kind of how it is with Jim. Like, nobody likes him, but you don't want to like piss him off because you don't know what's going to get stolen or killed, like an animal.
We all know somebody like that. You know what I mean?
But he's like, dude, your videos have gone through like wildfire through Idaho. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, we're all like, they're not.
Oh
they
yeah,
can't come back.
I showed Andy the video, and then I looked him up on Google, and I said, if this guy comes to try buy hay from you, like this is what he did to Trevor.
It's
you know?
crazy, but like all of the shipping cattle with the brand with altered brands, I think is what they say. Like
That's
altered
shit.
brands,
and
altered
that's
brands.
as soon
It's
as
like,
you
dude.
take one head across the state line, that's federal crimes. And altering brands, I believe, is a federal crime to begin with.
I don't know, but
So I mean, that's stuff you go to prison for a long, long, long time for. So
everyone's asking me like, oh, why didn't you? You know, oh, you're an idiot. Like, yeah, I was, but man, I just got spoiled. 10 years of easy guy.
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first seen that video, I was like, Trevor, why the did you let anybody? And I'm not just saying Trevor. I
Yeah.
mean, if he would have did it, I would have said the same thing to
And it
him.
happens so easy.
But
you know?
but I understand. I mean, you know, you got Ty in here, you got Chrisman in there. All those dudes are solid,
yeah,
good dudes.
and it's
you
just
do
like,
get a little
oh, whatever.
spoiled.
Everyone's pretty, good guys.
Yeah,
He seems like a good guy.
Seems like a normal
Well,
dude.
at one point, he's like, "Oh, my truck's broke down. Do you have anywhere I could park it for a couple days till I get a part?" Yeah, just park over in that barn is empty. Now I'm like, Then once I heard about these insurance claims on it, one of them was on the semi. I'm like, oh, someone was looking for this truck
Yeah, that's
and
why it
he
was
wanted
over
to
your
park
place.
it at my place.
Yeah, he was wanting to hide it from the helicopters under the barn.
Right there in Congress one time, there was an ad on Facebook, and there was like 30 head of roping steers. So I needed some steers real bad at the time, so I went up there.
Probably him. How long ago was this?
Oh, it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
It could've
He
been
was
him.
from Oregon. This guy was from Oregon. But so I go up there and I get there to buy these steers. It was all these ads on Facebook or whatever. So I've seen the steers. Boom. Well, he had a bunch of paperwork in his hand the whole time. So we do it, and he hands me this paperwork. And the paperwork was from Oregon or Washington. One of them, I don't know. So,
It was
anyways,
probably the same guy.
so I get the paperwork, and I'm looking at it, and it's these cows, but I'm gonna take it to my local livestock inspector, and I didn't do things right. I admit I should have had a livestock inspector there.
You
and
get
done-
lazy. It's
yeah,
easy, right?
and I need
Well, you get
in a
complacent.
yeah,
You've done it so
complacent's
much.
better.
and I
Yeah.
got papers, and I got
Better
stuff,
word.
and I got plenty of cows, and I was like, it's not a big deal. I'll worry about it. So I got the papers, and so I go. Well, like 3 days later, a livestock inspector shows up, and they're pissed. They're like, wanting to put me in handcuffs, pissed. And I'm like, what do you mean? You bought cattle without papers? This guy's on the run, and da 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 da. I said, no, I didn't buy cows without papers. Here are my papers. I might have bought cows with the wrong papers,
Yeah.
but I got papers. Like I did not just, so. I understand it. Like in the heat of the moment, shit happens, and it.
And right now, with the state of the Department of Ag, if you were in Congress and you wanted an inspector, it'd be 3 days before one got there.
Yeah.
He's in Congress. I know he goes up there. He's
Yeah.
sure
This is where I bought them at that old Parker Dairy on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like, so I get there, and this place hasn't been open in years. There's no shades. There's nothing. There's just one pin that was like halfway put together, and a semi parked right there. And then there's these steers, and
that looked,
Yeah.
that was probably him.
I would imagine. I don't know, but
Because that's actually closer to like Wickenburg, the backside
Yeah,
of Aquila, Wickenburg, right there.
they were looking for him, but I did wrong by buying him without the livestock inspector being there. But
Man, I think everybody's got one of those stories. So I remember like when we first started farming, I sold a guy a bunch of hay, and I had sold him hay for a long time. And same thing like you guys said, like I got complacent. And
Oh, yeah.
I knew he'd come by in a week and pay me, and then it became 2 weeks he'd come by and pay me. Well, when I started, like 2 weeks was a long time for me to float a couple truckloads of hay. So I finally get a hold of him and I said, hey, I need to get paid on that hay. He says, I don't got no money. I said, okay, well, I need to get the hay. He says, I don't have the hay. I already fed it.
Oh.
And he says, but just take whatever, take 25 head of these roping steers and go sell them. So I was the same as like Brandon said, like I'm thinking, I got it. I mean, it seems legit. The dude's got a bunch of paperwork. So this is how long ago it was. I take him to PLA in Chandler. And I go in there and Eva was the brand inspector. I give her the whole stack of paperwork, unload the cattle, go in there, getting a nice tea with Richard Mercer, just sitting there, getting ready to sell my cattle. And in comes Donnie Drake, and this dude is hot. I mean, hot. And looking and hollering and wanting to talk to me. And I go out there, and he just about put me in handcuffs. If Eva wouldn't have been there and told him, like, hey, Donnie, what he's telling you is 99.999% chance the truth. Like, I've known this kid since he was, like, 5 years old. And if he's saying this guy owed him money for hay and he took the cattle, let's call the guy he got the cattle from. So after like a whole 6 hours of doing this, the guy finally said, yeah, those are mine. But those cattle were stolen from Texas.
Oh.
And they had altered brands on them. And like those guys don't seem to care. Like they put you in a bad situation.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like having the cattle at your feedlot with altered brands. I mean,
Right.
if somebody would have came by there, the wrong inspector came by there, I mean, they jump all over you like you've done something wrong. So I don't know. Wherever this guy is, it's I know of another guy that did some wrong stuff like that, and they found him tied to a tree in Wickenburg. So
Wow, we should find this guy tied to a tree.
yeah, who knows?
I'm not gonna do it myself. I'd rather just drag his let everyone know don't.
Yeah, no, and you've
drag
done
his name through it.
And really, you've done a good job of that because I mean, I do know a lot of people that are like, man, that Trevor guy, they better not screw him over on some hay.
No, it's on farm equipment. It's happened too, man. Where these just a small a company selling rakes and stuff, and I got one. And it's just like after 6 phone calls, they wouldn't make it right. Like, well, I'm going to tell everyone in the hay company because if you're listening to this podcast, like I'm only somewhat popular if you make hay. Like that's all we do. Like I'm not like there's no other like. If you make hay, there's a good chance you've seen one of my videos, right? So I'm going to tell people that make hay, it's good quality, terrible customer service. Well, they called me the next day, like, oh, we want to make it right. I'm like, if I cheat them out, I'm like, dude, like, if I was a small company, $12,000 for a rake that I can't use, and you're just telling me sorry, it's not our problem. Like, that's not right. I was like, well, it all started with their website. Like, your website's a piece of junk. Like, it doesn't give you these options. I don't know. There was, so I don't know. I hate being like that on social media. But it's like, it's like I just hope it saves. I just hope it saves some small guy that's a huge purchase when they save up. Like, man, I want to get this rake. I want to get it. I've saved up. Boom, I've got it. It's going to help me. And then it shows up. Oh, that's not what I thought I was getting.
Yeah,
and I'm 15 grand out. Like, holy smokes. Like, yeah. Anyways.
What's, you talked earlier about the millennial farmer and stuff like that. I mean, are you guys talking on a regular basis?
Oh, he's a scumbag. Yeah. That guy's so, no, I'm just kidding. How that guy is on videos is pretty much how he's in person.
Really?
Like he's just, he's a lot of fun. Just another dude that happened to, and he started his YouTube because his sister-in-law was talking shit like, oh, farmers, you guys are dumb. He's like, you're dumb. Watch this. I'll film it and then you can watch it.
Does he have 1 million subscribers?
He hit 1 million.
Yeah, he got the plaque.
That's cool.
Jeez Louise.
But she said the plaque's so cheesy. He's like, it's like cardboard with some crappy metal.
Is it?
Yeah, he says it sucks.
Man, I've watched his videos for a long time, and that Cole the Corn Star. I just think it's cool that like they're making it, and you too, like you guys are making farming cool, and
you're making it funny, man. Like like we watch your videos, dude, they are pretty funny.
I feel bad though. Like my YouTube, it's just me driving around in my pickup. Like I don't even get to drive a baler anymore. I don't even know how to drive it. But we've got these.
Well, let's talk about your pickup. like you can't let that some bitch drive down the road without everybody seeing it.
I
You
know.
that.
I'm gonna pull it off soon, and I'm gonna have to do the next one. I think the next one I'm gonna do flames, like on the
Of
front,
course you
and then
are.
and like non-matching race numbers from one side to the other side. Like one side I'll have like a 3, like an orange, and the other side I'll have like a blue 5 or something. Like it was in a.
I think you
in
should
a
do
wreck
that.
or
Like, you
something.
should have like your subscribers or your followers vote on how you
yeah,
should
I
do
could
your
do that
truck.
too.
That'd
That's
be
how I named my third son. Was off
Really?
TikTok. Yeah. Wow. Got a suggestion off TikTok.
As always, we're brought to you by KB Farms.
Another family-owned company, and man, generation upon generation, I got a lot of love for Brandon Brown right here, and he's got a huge impact in that company. So let's hear about it.
Appreciate it. We try to make some good hay. I sell it to brokers all around the state. So you might not buy it direct from me, but you might buy it from some feed stores and stuff like that maybe came from my farm. So I really appreciate it.
So I spent a year, not at one time. I spent 3 months in Africa. So when I was in college, I went to college. I met this guy. That's not how the story's going.
Yeah.
It was just a buddy, and he had this crazy accent. I was like, dude, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Tanzania. I'm like, whoa, that's gnarly. What do you do there? He's like, oh, we have a hunting business. Like, what? I was younger. Went a lot of elk and deer hunts. I enjoyed hunting. I enjoyed the outdoors. So, I was like, man, what's the guy got to do to go to Africa, Tanzania, and work there? He's like, oh, we take on apprentices all the time, and you just come. You have to do a 3-year apprenticeship and just work in the camp. But knowing you don't want to be a professional hunter, just come over and your work visa will say apprentice. So I spent 1 summer there. I was like, man, this shit's crazy, like crazy. My first day in the bush, holy shit. We're walking out there. The boss is like, all right, we got to go cut down. Because there are all these non-permanent camps, right? Because you're in the bush. You're on a river. The river floods every wet season, like messes everything up. You build these the people that are hunting here to lock down a hunt, $100,000 a person. That locks you down 21 days.
Is that the one like was Yonker going?
I don't know. I know they go on, but I don't know which one. I don't know.
I think Tony Yonker goes hunting.
But they go to like Botswana and other places.
But real quick, you said Tanzania?
Tanzania.
So tell the people that don't know where that's at. That's in Africa?
That's in Central East Africa on the
Okay.
coast, right
Okay.
below Kenya. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
sounds safe.
Never heard of it, but that's why I was like, well, tell me. I don't know what that is.
And so man, so like my first day out in the bush, the boss is like, all right, we got to cut down some trees. Let these guys swing the axes because that's what they do. Like your sweet little soft white hands are, you can't handle the axe. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we're like carrying, they'd cut the tree down and I'd carry it back. And the axes are tiny, little tiny short handles, like 3 foot long or shorter, like not like an axe like you're thinking. And you know how you hold a baseball bat? If you're right-handed, right over left. If you're left-handed, left over right. Well, if they're right-handed, they hold left over right. So it looked really funny when they swung it. But anyways, long story long, I'm walking through this grass, and I was dressed like a farmer, long jeans on, some hiking boots, and like a big area of the grass starts kind of shaking. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Oh, and the boss told me he's like, don't never run. Like animals chase down animals that are running, so just don't run. Like if you get nervous, like walk away slowly. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, that makes sense. A leopard's going to chase down its game, or a lion, whatever. Cheetahs. I don't know about cheetahs. But so like all this grass starts moving. I'm like, man, that's weird. I'm uncomfortable. And do this black mamba. They're gray. They're not black. They get their name from inside their mouth. Comes out of the grass.
Oh hell no.
And his head comes out to like the height of my waist or higher. In my mind, it came up, we were like face to face, but we weren't. It was probably about up to my waist. And I thought I was having a heart attack. I was like, fuck, this is how it ends.
This is it.
Oh,
Right
like
here.
my hands are
Tanzania.
sweating. I'm just like, I turn around, I start running. Like I did not listen to him at all. And it was so scary, like day one. So I do 3 months that year.
Wait, what happened to the snake?
I don't know. I ran away. I
You
didn't have a
just got
gun.
running?
I ran away. I didn't have a gun. I didn't even have a stick to throw at it. Like,
Nothing.
so
Shovel.
after I tell the stories to all the locals, like I'm like, I couldn't speak any Swahili. Like I'm just like, like there are a couple guys that spoke somewhat English, like, snake, whatever. The one guy, like, he like reached over, there's a tree. He like cuts a branch off it. He whacks all the little branches off it and he gives it to me. Here's your weapon. Fucking stick. Cool. Like, I can take. I'm ready to go on a lion hunt now, boys. I got a stick. Anyway, so whatever. That year goes by as a fun year. Well, it was really. I mean, at one point, we're baiting animals because hunt cats. They hang dead animals in the tree. You go out there. So I'm with the owner's son, and we're in the. They've got these cool Toyota Land Cruisers, diesel trucks. They take the roof off the doors. You're cruising around, and we coming up on a bait, and it's middle of the night. Who knows what time it is? And he's like, "Oh, there's a leopard in that tree. Cool." And we're like sitting there looking at it, and one of his guys reaches over because there's guys in the back seat, and they like tap his shoulder and they point left. There's like a leopard, like right to our left, like right there on another tree. Oh, and there's a bunch of hyena on the ground too, and oh, like that was another one of those moments. Like, dude, that leopard could be in this truck
At
like,
any point, did
like
you
a
think,
second?
I don't think this is a good idea?
Like this is, and then so another time, and we're out in this like we'd get bored because before hunters get there, there's a lot of downtime and like roam the rivers and whatnot, or the river and kind of hang out. Well, at 22, would shoot these little small birds and eat them, and we get out on this. We're in the river and there's a sandbar in the middle, and we're out there, and he stops me, my buddy Lauren. He's like, "Don't," another Lauren, but Lorne, not Lauren. He gets like, "Don't move." There's big old bull hippo comes on the sandbar, but at the other end of it, like I don't know, 60 yards away. Oh, another one of those moments. I'm like, damn it, this is how
They're like
I
one of the
die.
most dangerous things
Yes,
out there.
I'm like, this is how I'm gonna die. This freaking hippo. Like, you got to be kidding me. So there's like this little rock. It's not very high. It's like 2 feet out of the ground, but it's like a stumpy rock. And he's like, get behind the rock. I'm like, why? He's like, shh, just be quiet. They can't see worth a shit, but they can hear. Just be quiet. He's got his 22. I'm like, fucking Peter Pan right here, because we're like in shorts. And of course, he's African, so his shorts are short, little tiny shorts. I'm like, Peter Pan with his 22 is going to shoot this
It's gonna take down.
freaking hippo. I'm going to be behind this stupid rock getting eaten. Anyway, so luckily that nothing bad happened, but yeah, it's just that was pretty fun. So I get back and I'm like, man, this was like very few things in your life. I mean, you guys are now in your 30s, late 30s, you're in 40s now. So
yeah.
how many things in your life can you say you've thought about every day since they've happened? Childbirth,
Yeah.
getting married. Like I think about my wife and my kids every day. But now I went to Africa the second time in 2013. I'll probably thought about it every day of my life since I went. Like I loved it.
Really?
And so so I went 2010 for 3 months. In 2013, I was working after college. I didn't go back to the farm. I worked in the oil field up in Oklahoma. Anyone that's listening, I was in Alva, Oklahoma. I lived in Enid, but then I drive to Alva every day. You want to see the middle of nowhere, like middle of nowhere.
That's it.
But I loved it. I'm like, this is badass. It's like I'm working in the farm country, but I'm getting paid like I'm working like I
New
got
York
paid.
City.
I got paid. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it felt like New York City to some dumb kid, right? But we're installing electronics onto them. But anyways, so I'll end up chasing a girl back to Dallas, and the guy that was working for a freight broker, and that things didn't work out. That girl, I was like, well, this freight brokerage stuff's for the birds. Like, man, I want to go back to Africa. I've thought about it every day. So I emailed my boss. He's like, man, we'd love to have you. And if hunting season is 6 months, starts July 1st, ends last day of December. And I was like, dude, I want to do a full season. He's like, even better. Like, come on down. So bought a one-way ticket, and I got lucky. So the first year I was there, it was just myself and the boss's son. I don't remember how old I was. I'd have been late 20s, 26. No, 25, something like that. No, I graduated, so I was 23 or 4. But there's a couple dudes. Another dude just had gone through a bad breakup. He's this British kid. This other kid is another South African kid. He just wanted to be a professional hunter. Well, he had just finished his 3-year apprenticeship. He had a bunch of guns with him. And then the other kid, the British kid, his dad built custom yachts for the wealthiest Russians, like richest people in the world. And so he shows up with these 2 badass guns too. He's just this grouchy Brit though. Like, I don't know how much time you spent with British people, but I spent like a lot of time was with this kid. You're just like, dude, you're just a grouchy Brit. Like, it's great though. Like good. Like, it's still funny. It's good, great comedy when you're with them. But man, long story long. Anyways,
You had guns with you.
what's that? Yeah. So we're shooting like small game, like nothing big. Okay, no, we did shoot we shot a buffalo. The boss like, all right, here's my new hunting area. Because the way it works there, in Arizona we have units. I'm guessing other states have units too. Tanzania, one entity has the rights to that unit for 10 years. You get a 10-year lease on that unit. So to hunt that unit, you've got to go through that one guy. And like I said earlier, so $100,000 locks you down the camp, 21-day hunt. You get 3 weeks And just like Arizona, certain areas of the country, there's different animals. And so you get 3 weeks, one camp, week 1, week 2, week 3. It flies you around. Well, then as you shoot animals, like to shoot a lion, that's 10 grand.
Oh, so it's just
on top
100.
of your 100.
On top of your
Wow.
100. That just books you your spot.
There's that many people that got it like that. The ones that go and lock.
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Wow.
Gunker goes every year.
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing those.
No,
No, he's not
he
doing
shot
those.
like I mean,
Dude, the guy that shot this
Cesar.
elephant was a pet in 1995.
you don't think 25, 35
he was
rocking that?
he
guy?
was the president of Panama, like the president of a country. Oh, I have met another president. Sorry. So the president of a country, not just Ernesto Baladeras. You can look him up. He's like, oh yeah, I've met Clinton a lot of times. I'm like, oh,
Epstein Island.
oh, I know. Right? I'm like, oh, did you meet Monica? No, I didn't ask him that, but his wife was there. But super nice guy. So he shoots this elephant, and what those guys, what the local guys do, the tribesmen or the tribesmen, whatever, local guys, trackers, the bottom of its foot is a giant callus, and so they take a beer bottle or whatever they have that's round, and they cut a ring out of it, and they put it on their wrist. And I've got one on my wrist. You can hear it.
Wow.
Just hard skin. And you wear it, like you see there's a crack in it. That's like a callus. Like if you've got a callus on your hand or your
that's
thumb,
cool.
that's a callus. So, well, me being me, I get back from Africa and I might get the bar with some buddies or whatever. And there's girls around and guys around. And I had long hair. Like I got back to Africa, my hair's to my shoulders. It was just like I was living large. So,
What was that show with Brad Pitt where he went and hunted Legends of the Fall?
Legends of the
You were
Fall.
like Legends of the Fall when he came back.
Which
Your
was
hair,
Legends of the Fall?
where he went and hunted in Africa, and like they had him. Brad Pitt was he was like a hunter.
Was he? I don't remember.
That's what he was. Yeah,
But,
look it up. You'd be like Brad Pitt.
Well, there's the one with the lions.
Yeah.
Or the lions are dangerous, but that's got Val Kilmer. But anyways, so I tell people like, what's on your wrist? I'm like, oh, touch it, smell it, taste it, whatever. Like, what is it? I'm like, oh, it's the foreskin of an elephant. Like you shoot an elephant, you ram your hand up its dick, and then another guy cuts a little ring off, and you pull your hand off, and it's there. And then you do it when it's nice and soft because it's freshly killed, and then it just gets hard, and then you've got this foreskin on your wrist.
So has this been on your wrist for that long?
Since 2014.
No way.
14. Yeah, 13,
This is
14.
This has been on your wrist that
I
long?
feel it. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. And,
Are you
and so I
serious?
got one from when I went in 2010 off of a hippo and off of its side, but it's big enough I can take it on and off. Well, that one it's obnoxious. It goes up and down your wrist. It's perfectly round. Well, I
Wow.
got this one. I shaped it to the shape of my wrist. So as my hand is down, it's not like if it's big and round, it'd be
Yeah.
awkward. So, but I can't. And I fit there on the trucks on the like there's a handle to grab on the truck along with a rail around it, like a roll cage. Well, I just put this soft skin between or up against the metal, and I just rammed my hand through it, and it took off some. And it scratched my hand up. Oh, but it smelt bad because you do it right away when it's green
I
and
bet.
soft. So I was pretty nervous because they tell a lot of stories about pranks that play on each other as hunters. Tie some meat to put on a rope, and then tie that rope to the bed of one of the other hunters. And the hyenas come and they drag it out.
Oh shit.
Also, you're woke like generally
happens.
after be drinking. Like, oh, let's go fuck with this guy, and so like all of a sudden you wake up to your bed being drug around. You got to jump off and cut the string off, right, or the rope off. So I was like, oh, like man, this thing smells bad. Like I'm gonna get a hyena's gonna be coming in here. Luckily, it quit smelling.
So is that something in the tribe? Like, does that mean you're part of a
Well,
tribe? Or?
No, it just means you were there for an elephant hunt. So like, if you ever go, like if you're ever like Safari, the Safari Club International over in Nevada, or the Dallas Safari Club, like start watching now. Like if you see someone with
that means that that's a flex. What you're saying?
they're on an elephant hunt or
What would that?
What all did you hunt for?
So I filmed the double lion hunt. That was badass. Like I had goosebumps on the bottoms of my feet. Like it was gnarly. It was like a lightning bolt just hit the tip of my penis. It was nuts.
Just right there.
Just
We gotta
bam!
cut that up right there. That's going on shorts right there.
Just
Tip
like
of my penis, he said.
Well, I think that's a Will Ferrell quote.
Yeah,
or something.
no, definitely.
I wish that was mine, but no. But it was like
It will be on here.
It was the craziest. I mean, I remember I had to get off the truck and like the adrenaline, like you like wipe it off you. You're just
That's
like
crazy.
woo, just jacked up. They're shooting these 500, 3.7, 460s, 470s, 500, just boom, boom, and these lions are just like, oh, like going crazy, and
Wow.
there's 2 of them, and it was
Were they like charging you guys?
Did they
or?
like
No.
call them in? or
luckily
how
no,
did-
they're on bait. They're on baits,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
It's illegal to call them, but for some reason it's just fine to bait them. I don't know, it's
Oh.
whatever.
So
I was kind of like one of the masturbators out there. Like I was pretty good.
there's another
But
clip.
about ching.
There's Craig's over there on the kink.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, man. But oh man, just I love talking about Africa. It's so
What's the
cool.
most expensive thing to hunt over there?
The elephant. So
Elephant.
you buy the tag.
That's
you have to
why.
buy a separate tag for elephant. And in Tanzania, it's a $75,000 tag
On top of the
on top of
100.
the 100.
Oh.
Yeah.
$1.75.
And
Dove
they-
hunt don't look too bad. My shotgun shells ain't too bad now.
and then you do you know how you judge an elephant size? Not by stick, by the weight of its tusks.
Oh, okay.
And so back when, like I've read some super cool books where these guys would go hunting, like, well, we didn't have a great day. The biggest elephant, or the small guys were like 125 pounds. Well, now you go to like Botswana or these other countries, and you're like, hell yeah, that's a 70-pounder. That's a good one. You better shoot it. Like, so they've gone from like 200-pound tusks
Wow.
to
Is there a lot of like, I mean, you see like on TV like these guys poaching?
Oh, they poach a shit ton. That's
Really?
we spent a lot of time. You spend a lot of time looking for poachers, and like I've got some videos of catching wire snares, and then I even have one video of we found a hartebeest on a snare. We like cut her out of it, everything. But
So when they catch the poachers in Africa, what do they do with them?
so I was on one. That's the only time. Second time in my life I've ever pointed a gun at someone. So you've got everywhere you go, you have. It's the same thing. It's the equivalent of a game warrant. Game
warden.
Game warden. Sorry, game warden with you. And they work. They are the law. And that's why I got late. Like I got to shoot a buffalo because I didn't have a tag. But that guy's like, look, buddy, I've been out here for like 6 freaking months. Like I want meat other than stupid beans and rice.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, what do you want? I want a buffalo. You're like, hell yeah, this guy wants a fucking.
So you get to go shoot it.
So you get to go
That's
shoot it for
badass.
dude. But they're shooting guns like we find these poachers, right? Kind of felt bad. These guys weren't poaching game to do you talk about the worst job in the world? Oh my god. They weren't poaching game to sell because a lot of guys will poach game to sell. Like
Yeah, don't they
their
sell the
tusks.
tusk and everything?
yeah, they'll sell and they'll shoot any. They're not just going for big elephants. They're going for any elephant. They want the tusk off of any elephant. Leopard skin, lion skin. These guys were tree poachers. They go out there, they find these big ass trees, they cut them down. Then they dig a hole that looks just like it's going to be for a coffin, right? And then they put like a forked branch at each corner, and then they put a piece of wood across. Then they roll that the tree. You know, they cut the bottom and the top off. They roll the tree up on top of that grave. It looks just like a grave. A guy gets in the bottom. The guy gets on the top. Well, first they get a straight edge of some sort. Who knows where they got it? And they with a pencil and they draw lines. There's a guy on the bottom and a guy on the top with an old school saw,
And they make lumber.
whoomp, up and down.
Wow.
And then that's how they make their like 2x10s or 2x6s or whatever. Like that's
Wow.
probably the most miserable job I have ever seen in my life. That guy down there is just covered in. So those are the poachers.
Sawdust.
The poachers we caught was they were doing that and they're just shooting animals. Just dude like had this. Dude, this was a antique of a rifle, like a musket of some sort. I'm like, and so I felt kind of guilty, but the game warden's like, here, you take my gun, and when we go up there, if anyone runs, just shoot them. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
what? I'm like, I don't know if you've noticed my skin color, buddy. I'm a Mzungu, which means white guy in Swahili. I'm like, I'm a Mzungu. I'm not shooting anybody. He's like, well, just point the gun at them. Okay, I'll think about it. And when we get there,
That's where
right?
my contract ends.
But like you're kind of like jacked up because you don't really know like exactly.
Yeah, you're
what-
going after a poacher, right?
You
You're
don't, you don't know, right? Well, then we get in there and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of holes. These guys are cutting trees. They've shot like 3 or 4 animals just to eat. So I mean, I felt kind of bad about that because like these guys aren't like poaching like for money.
So
They're just
they-
poaching survive.
They cut up those trees to sell the wood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But tree poaching is a big deal.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Right.
know that.
And then
You're
there's
worried
guys.
about guys cutting twine off your bale.
Yeah. No shit.
And
Twine
but then
poachers.
there's honey guys out there. Like that was a treat.
Oh.
You cruise up on a guy that's got a bunch of like beehives. You're like, hell yeah, because that's like a treat. Like we have no treats out there. You're like eating. It's like rice, beans, cabbage they throw in there. They've got these little tiny fish they throw in the pot, like that. Mix it all up, and you're like, and so like hell yeah, honey guy, pull over. Let's trade him matches or some water or something, and
That's
and they
cool.
give you like a big old chunk of honeycomb. You just suck on it for a couple hours, and it's
Oh.
like hell yeah, it's
So-
like a fix, man.
So this hunt deal is you say pay 100,000, you get over there and you say, okay, I want to kill an elephant or whatever. Do you get to, does the person that shoots that elephant, say he lives in Texas or whatever, just can he ship the
no, the
nothing?
United States has specific laws about that.
So it's just for pictures purposes, or
Well,
like what's
so
your?
a lot of Americans aren't shooting elephants for that reasons. That guy that
Oh.
shot that was from Panama. That whatever.
Oh.
And he was the president. So you
Oh, I see. You know the rights, but I mean, can they ship meat or any? Is there anything they? What's because the people that have them on their house, like they mount them or whatever, what can they bring home? Like, can you shoot
just
a?
bring
can you-
back the trophy part of it? You wouldn't
Like-
bring the meat back.
But can you stuff the lion? I mean, can
Yeah. Like there's
okay.
lions, dude. At the WSM, there's someone was auctioning off their
Really?
epic like animals like
Wow.
this. I don't know who was selling this stuff. I want to ask John. Like if it was a private party,
somebody's dad died or grandpa
Yeah.
died, and the kids are auctioning it off.
Or the wife. She's like, I'm tired of this shit. I've been seeing this shit on my walls.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but this was an epic collection, like all over the world type stuff. But
That's
like,
sad.
but like three lions, 4 or 5, like 6 or 7 lions. Like that's why I don't know if it was like a museum of sorts. I don't know, but like it was.
It
this
already
collection
happened?
was stupid. Yeah,
Oh.
I've been on some little. They're called dick. It's like this little tiny animal, a gazelle. I
You
shot
buy
it.
all this shit and you like make up stories for all this. And this was when the tiger got me.
Yeah. So
Polar bear fell on.
yeah, and so I didn't win the bid though. But I don't. And so yeah, man, I don't know. I talk about Africa all day though.
Oh, that's cool. I remember when I first met you, you told me about, your safaris and stuff like that. And I thought that was, I never, coming from here, I never even heard of anybody going to a safari,
Right?
let alone
Yeah, me
working
neither.
for one. What about that honey? I see on some of the stuff that's is it hallucination? Like, isn't there some honey that's like gets you all whacked out?
I don't know.
Oh.
I had malaria, but that was not honey though.
Oh, I don't know.
Hopefully you
Malaria
didn't get
sucked.
that from the honey.
No, I think it's mosquitoes, which sucked. Oh man, but you wanna have some gnarly dreams? Just go get some go get on anti-malaria medicine. Oh my god, like you wake up and you don't know where you are.
Oh shit.
Like you wake up like what year is it? Like I
Oh,
remember
shit.
waking up like thinking I was a kid. Like I'm 15. Like I got to go to work. Like I'm on the farm. You wake up like, damn, bro, I'm in my 30s. Like, or I guess I'm in my 20s. But what's the crazy thing is, so this where there's a large family there. Now talk about like who can afford these. It's mom and dad, daughter and her husband, son and his husband. Okay, mom and dad, daughter and her husband. There's 2. There's 4. The husband or the son and his wife. Now we're at 7. No, I forgot that one. Shit. Now we're at 6. Forgot my thumb. Then the daughter in college, and then her best friend.
Oh,
So you got
bring your
8
best friend as well.
Wow.
Freaking people.
$1,000,000.
And they've got for each group. So the dad, the husband and wife, the daughter and husband. They didn't do it for the youngest one. They've got cameramen. So 3 cameramen.
Wow.
So I don't know what this hunt costs.
Can't put a price on?
Can't put a price on front, my friend.
No.
Catastrophe insurance is what those guys do. Anyways,
Wow.
so I just talked to the cameraman. He's a cool dude, and he's like, "Man, I've had the craziest dreams." I'm like, "Dude, you have a wet dream last night?" He just like a deer in the headlights look. How did you know? I'm like, "Are you on anti-malaria medicine?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, dude, yeah, you just have like,
It's just normal.
just tons of wet dreams." He's like,
What
"Really?"
the hell?
I'm like, "Dude, I've had like 30 since I've been here. I don't know what it is about anti-malaria medicine. Like it just like you just wake up like again. Oh man, come on. Like well, that even I don't even yeah. But
That's crazy.
but yeah, you'd wake up no clue where you were. Just like then you're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in Africa right now.
So I'd always heard on those hunts that like the villagers or the people get the meat or
Sometimes.
something. Is
Some-
that how
sometimes it just depends if someone's close by, they'll give them stuff. Yeah.
Oh, really?
One of the kids that's still working there, he's got some super fun stories where the villages come because the villages, it's their land or their area, and they can really do whatever they want. It's kind of like if you just went out to, I guess you'd compare it to like Maricopa County maybe, and then there was like the head Maricopa County people, but they're like, hey, we're having a party and we want 3 buffalo. Will you go shoot them for us because you have guns and we don't? And
That's cool.
and the kid he's like, well, hell yeah, this is your area. I'll do whatever you want. So he's got some great
Yeah.
stories about
That is
about
pretty cool.
going out there. And this kid, he's from He's from Zimbabwe, and he is this white kid, but he speaks Swahili like he's one of them. He is just ingrained. It's crazy.
Like
When you
some
see
white
these-
guys talking Spanish.
Yeah, but he's got some amazing stories. If he's ever here, you got to get him over here.
when
His in-laws live in Arizona, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool. When you were out there and you were hunting with these other kids, I mean, are they just like dead nuts? I mean, like hunting wise, like, I mean, their shots or
No, the professionals, yeah.
Yeah.
But the people hunting, like the people
no,
that
no,
come
no,
hunting,
like the professional.
the
guys.
professionals, yeah. Well, they all shoot. Well, that kid, he shot a broken up 470, and you could throw like a soda can in the air and boom, hit it. You're like, damn, that bullet was like $3.
Yeah.
You're shooting soda cans with it.
I imagine if that's what you did every day, man, you would get so good at it.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good in spotting animals. They're good too, and they're really good. But man, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, how many animals can you in the most place with the most animals in the United States? And you go hunting, how many different animals or species could you see in a day?
Dude, I have no idea. Probably not.
As much as you've
One-
seen.
But you go out,
Madagascar or where? I don't
10?
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, you go out, but you're in Africa. You're just like zebra, giraffe, impala,
They
hartebeest,
shoot giraffe?
wildebeest. In Tanzania, it's their national animal, so no,
Oh,
they don't shoot them there.
What's
Other places
the
they do.
craziest thing you've eaten?
Maybe hippo.
Really?
he's gonna say Manu though. If you say Manu, though, my man.
Hippo, which I didn't mind it the first night we had it, but then we were using it to bait, and then man, after you've smelt that dead hippo for like a week, and they're like, oh, we got another hippo sandwich for you. You're like, oh, I can't eat that. Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, like I can't do it.
I'm all out on hippo sandwiches.
Yeah, like oh man, and after that, it's just real oily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like
So
it.
you were like at a camp. There was no nightlife. I mean, could you go to town, or was there no towns? Or
No, there were no towns.
No towns.
I remember my first trip.
Brandon wants to know how the bars were.
yeah, I mean,
My first trip there, the boss's son's like, let's go. Oh, there's this bar. They call it the Maasai Camp for something. It's just a bar, just all a bunch of hippies that were there. But we went there. I don't really remember a whole lot. But after hunting, the British kid, his dad had just bought a place in Kenya, right on the beach. He's like, "What are you doing after hunting?" I'm like, "Dude, I got no plans." And my dad came to visit me though. We went and did the Serengeti. If you have the means and you have the time, I tell everyone that's interested, do a Serengeti. Like, don't shoot the animals; it's too expensive, right? Just ride through it. If you take your boys, if you can afford, take your boys. It is like you've seen. I mean, you've been to some big feedlots and some big dairies in your life.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of animals in one place in one time. Like you go to the Serengeti, and your mind can't comprehend like what you're looking. You're just like, as far as your eyes can see, there's animals scattered out there. And that between buffalo, elephants, giraffes, zebras, impalas, wildebeest, hartebeest, 15 different kinds of gazelles, like warthogs, like
it was like 5,000 triple G's.
and what's really cool is you've got generations of cats that have grown up watching cars drive right by you. And so you can roll right up on these lines and they're like, they don't even look at you. They don't give you the time of day. They don't even care.
Wow.
They're just like, whatever. Like
That would be cool.
They're almost looking through you. It's like they can see the animals. They're like,
They know that they're the lion.
Yeah.
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 And so, man, it's like the Serengeti to do that. I mean, if you can go to South Africa, that's great too. But you just the Serengeti, the
So you and your dad did that?
immenseness. Yeah, it's just
That's
the
cool.
size, the scale of it is incredible.
Is that only in certain type of year where they're all
well,
migrating?
yeah, when they're migrating, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best time to go. We were there in November, which is right. They're like, oh, it's gonna be rainy, but then we got lucky and it wasn't too rainy, so like it wasn't too crowded. So that worked out pretty good. So then after that, the British kid's like, what are you doing afterwards? Like, dude, I got nothing to do. He's like, oh, my dad's got this house in Kenya right on the freaking beach, the Indian Ocean. So I'm like, woohoo, I can say I've been to the Indian Ocean. How cool is that, right? I guess that's cool. But my wife always makes fun. Oh, Muffy, we're going to the Indian Ocean this year. Oh, darling. But anyway, which the water is warm. You're like, oh, heck yeah, this is no waves. I'm not about waves. I just want to go be lazy and drink beer. And so we go there, but it's gnarly, this house. It's literally concrete walls, concrete floors, 2 toilets, and then shower, like a 1/4 inch spouts that come out of the wall. That's it. It's like you're in Mexico.
Beach house.
You're like, there's no couches. Oh, there were sinks. There's a kitchen sink, but there's no refrigerator. So we had to go like buy all this stuff. So, but we buy the crappiest mattresses. They're like, they're not foam like you're thinking. I can't even explain how crappy they were, and like mosquito nets and stuff. But that was cool to spend an entire month of my life. I spent in a house. I mean, how can you guys say you've done anything in your entire life for a whole month where you had zero things to do,
No.
places to be?
No, I don't think I said no.
Like how?
That
I
is
think
crazy.
I think
That's pretty cool.
Like think about it. You're like,
Yeah.
I've had downtime in my life. I'm like, bro, I had 4 months. So a whole month there, another 3 months in Cape Town, South Africa. But I could go do stuff. But like here, I was like, you wake up, you're like, zero things to do. Cool. Just roam
I'm
around.
gonna stare at the Indian Ocean for a
Yeah.
while.
And so, but we're lucky right down the road, down the beach rather. There's a sports baller called Hemingway's, and it's where Ernest Hemingway would go to do his sail fishing, deep sea fishing. And so we'd walk down there, and you get a drink and steak or whatever. So that was fun. You get to meet people and talk to people. But it's super weird. This play, it's called Watamu Bay. It's where all the because so British colonized Kenya. And so you as soon as you cross that border from Tanzania, it's like going from Mexico to the United States. You go from crappy roads, boom, like you're like, hell yeah, smooth ride. This is awesome. Like, whoa. I remember like driving to the city. We were driving into Nairobi and Nairobi. Yeah, Nairobi. And you're like, whoa, billboards. What's it say? Holy smokes.
Just
Like
see what it
you
says.
hadn't seen like a billboard. Like it was like a kid in a can. You're just like, whoa, this is gnarly. And so Nairobi. What did I say earlier? Nairobi?
So you're over there, having time of your life with those 4 months, or whatever. Did you always know that you're going to come back to the farm? I mean, was always in the back of your mind, or
There
how did
was
you?
a moment there. I was like, man, I might be into this professional hunting stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty. But all the hunters I met, they're like, if you want to be a professional hunter, you will not have a relationship with your children. You will have several divorces, unless you own the company yourself. Like the kid I knew, his dad owned the company, so he was good relationship. All the other guys that traveled in to hunt, they're like, your kids will hate you, and you won't have a wife.
So I mean,
Is that
did you
something
did you know when you went to college, like when I get done with college, I want to farm?
No, that I was very. I didn't know what I wanted to do. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, that's why college. I look at college as, I don't want to say a failure, but I went in with the wrong mindset because I did like, oh, the farm's there, which I'd have gone in thinking I have to find something to do. It wasn't until like halfway through I was like, man, I don't want to go back to the farm. Like, I want to experience some other stuff. I'd like to work for other people other than my dad. Like that's good to have that experience.
Because you can only do that once in your life at that point
Exactly,
in your
yeah.
life. So that's
And I think that's a good idea
Mhm.
for kids to go out. and
So I
work.
tell everyone one thing: go to college out of state.
Yeah.
Well, two, I usually say go to a community college at first. I didn't go to college till I was 22, and then my dad also had rules. If you get anything under a C, you have to pay for that credit. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend. I'm pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So I took college pretty serious. I mean, I didn't have awesome grades, but just very average.
Will you ever go back to Africa? Or
I
do you
hope-
want to?
I hope so. Yeah. So I've still got my really good friend in Cape Town. So then after Kenya, went to Cape Town for 2 months, and so I like to go back and do some hunting with him.
Because to be honest, like we have people on here that have accomplished their lifelong dreams, their parents' lifelong dreams of making it to the National Finals Rodeo. And I don't think I've ever met anyone who liked doing anything as much as you convey like going to Africa.
Dude, my buddy.
like I feel like you should go there once a year.
Well, my friend, it's a 24 hours to get there
Right,
on a
right.
plane.
But I mean, like, as much
Holy
as you
hell.
like it.
Well, so my buddy, I was in his wedding, or great friends. I was like, can I send my kids here when they're old enough? He's like, send them on, bring them. And then two, I said, what about when my boys are old enough? So the best part of the hunting season is camp building. Like I was talking about getting these camps ready, because it's just fuck off time, right? It's just like, you live like heathens. Like you're like, I'm just gonna wear shorts and flip flops today. That's it. Like nobody gives a shit. That's what everyone's wearing. Like you don't have to get dressed. Like showering. What's showering? Like nobody gives a shit. Like this. Like there's no like whatever. So like that first like couple weeks getting ready for the hunt, you're just like this is awesome. But what's great about it, they do what they call opening roads. So they've got all these little trails they've built over the years, and there's a mesquite tree. Well, I call it a mesquite tree. I don't know what it really is, but its thorns are hooks, and so they cut that tree down. They tie the stump of the tree, not the stump, but the base of the tree to the truck, and they pull it behind the truck with a rope. Well, then those hooked thorns rip up the grass, and you can find where you've driven. And they also take their machetes and they cut like a dinner plate size slice out of the side of these trees, and you can kind of see them ahead. And you just follow them, and well, the boss is like, I want you to start opening all the roads. And that's when you start seeing animals. You get out of camp and you're just burning diesel, it's like badass, and you're just dragging these trees, just looking, and you've got all the trackers with you. They know it's insane what these guys like in the movies are like, oh, looking like clicking and stuff. They don't click, but whatever, the movies that make them click, and they're like seeing animal track. You're like, whatever, it's Hollywood, dude. That's how it is. They're like, oh, this way, it went this way. I'm like, no, it fucking didn't go. Like, are you talking with? These are rocks. You can't follow tracks. You like get up there, like, holy shit, there it is. Like they're good like that, like stupid. And so, but where it gets really fun and a little dangerous, not really, but that grass. So when the grass is like 80% yellow, that's when you start burning it. And so when you leave the farm, the camp, or the main house, you come with like suitcases full of matches, and the guys driving, you're in the back, just like lighting a match machine gun, just whack one after the other, just throwing them out,
just to burn all the grass.
And you look behind you, and there's like a wall of fire. You're like, dude, that is gnarly. Like I've never but like the boss said, you can't do it when it's too dry, because then you'll kill the trees, you'll kill everything, and you can't do it when it's too green. You won't do enough. And so when it's like 80% dry, it goes through there so fast, but the trees still have a lot of moisture in them. It blows through. It doesn't hurt the trees, which is really what we should be doing in every state in the United States too.
Yeah, we should clean
because there's no like old fallen trees that fell down and branches and crap. They all get burnt up every year. So there's just like no like junk on the ground. So but that's fun. Like camp building's fun. You just see animals, and I mean there's several nights where you're driving back and I, especially after my first trip, I remember on my second trip telling myself, remember this, like you're lucky to come back a second time. Like this picture you see of the sunset going down, and there's giraffes on your right and zebras out there.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And there's some buffalo back there. Like remember this image, like right now. And so I've got several moments in my life there,
awesome.
or my trips there. You're just like, don't forget this. Like, like,
you got 100,000 of them with the sunset and the Baylor going across there. You always seen that, huh?
Yeah. And
Every day when you pull out of your yard, do you look at those buffalo across the street and be like, I killed some of your people?
No, those are American bison.
All right, I thought they were buffalo.
No,
You're talking about water buffalo.
yeah, I'm talking about Cape
water
buffalo.
Yeah.
Cape buffalo.
Because I was like, why is those buffalo in Africa?
No, Cape buffalo.
Oh, like the big
ones, yeah.
Oh.
They call them mbogo with an MBOGO, which means like angry buffalo.
Like mad buffalo.
Do people ride horses over there?
Yeah, like mules, I think, and donkeys. Dude, they're still pulling donkeys with carts with donkeys over there. Like people are like, oh, like I don't know, like people act like America's so bad. Like you're like, dude, you don't even know how.
Holy moly! Yeah, that's a killing machine thing. I mean, that's.
But this hunt was pretty good too. So like when the guy
legit.
when the guy was like, hey, I want a buffalo, because they'll make jerky out of it. He's like, I want jerky. We're like, okay, cool. We're like, hey, there's all three of us Mizungus at the same time, all three white boys, and Churton, the guy that was already the professional hunter. He's like, I've shot buffalo. You and Ben, the British kids, Ben. This guy's name is Ben Wade.
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm like, dude, you have the
310 to
coolest
Yuma.
name I've ever heard. He's like, really? Why?
310 to Yuma.
Well, I can't do a British accent. Really? Why? But I'm like, dude, you have the coolest freaking name I've ever heard. He's like, well, it's not that cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, you've got a great name. And he
You gotta watch more westerns.
right. And so, yeah. So, anyways, but so the South African's like, all right, you guys, we're gonna get a buffalo. I'm gonna count down. Those are 2 lions.
Wow.
He's like, I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. And you're gonna pull the trigger. So we get up on this first one, and he's like, I'm counting down 3, 2, and the British kid for some reason is like, hold on, wait a minute, 1, and then you hear snap. I forgot to take my safety off, and so like that whack, it hits it, and it hits the safety, my trigger, the firing pin. So it doesn't go off. The British kid doesn't shoot, but then he's pissed. He's like, hey, fucker, you're about to shoot, weren't you? He's like, he said 1, so he's all pissed off. The buffalo get off. They start fucking running because they heard us. Whatever. So like the next day we go out again. He's like, all right. So we find these 2 buffalo. They look like they're snug. They're cuddling actually. Like one's big spooning the other one. And he's like, all right, get the one on the right. Looks younger. We're wanting to shoot a young one, right? Because we wanted the meat. We weren't going for the trophy. It's like the one on the right looks younger. All right, cool. The British kid. And remember, like in England, in Europe, there's not a whole lot of big game hunting. Like, right? I'd shot 4 elk by that time and 4 or 5 deer. I don't remember. But so this British kid's not really a big game. He's like, hey, don't spine him. I don't want him to. I want this to be fun. I'm like, I'm going to shoot him in his ass. He's going to get up. Oh, this is gonna be fun, right? And so the South African guy got 3, 2, 1, boom! Everything gets up and runs except the one we shoot. And the South African's like, you guys missed him. I'm like, we didn't fucking miss him. Like, obviously he's dead. Like everything else ran, but one, it's not because we missed, right? You idiot. But so we walk up to it, and he's got and they fight all the time, right? Like the British kid's like, you shot him right in the head, because there's like a big old mark right in his forehead. I shot him in the ass. Like, I did not aim for the head. You get up there and it's just like a scar from fighting and stuff. Well, they're laying down, his spine dropped down real low and went back up. Well, that British kid just spined him right behind the neck, just flopped, didn't feel a thing. And there's my shot, my hole right in its ass. Just I was like, we're gonna have face spine this buffalo though. It's like, well, so much for a fun hunt, but man, we still had a lot of.
So I've only been dove hunting my whole life, and I've never been a hunter, none of that stuff. So Chad Maddox, he takes me hunting this year. We went to New Mexico over there, and he got us a guided hunt, a guide, and all that stuff.
This is in Serengeti.
Oh shit!
You just roll right up on these lines. They don't care. They're like, whatever.
So after like the 5th day of walking around up and down these mountains, up and down, cold wind, all that shit. I said, some people are hunters and some are gatherers, and I'm the gatherer. I'll get all the berries, and meet me at the fire. I'll figure it out. But
the berries.
Yeah, I mean, and I know like the guy took that shit real serious. So like, he was like, I'll be walking and I'd hit a rock and he'd turn around, look at me. So then I was like, hitting rocks on purpose. I was about a day and a half of that shit, and I was over it. But I had to put the smile on and do it, because it was. People take that shit serious.
They take it.
Some
take
guys
it real serious.
They're all about it, which I enjoy hunting, but I don't know. Ever since I got back from Africa, I'm like, dude, hunting in the U.S. is so anticlimactic. Woo! I got drawn for the hunt.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah, but like, you get all pumped up. I got drawn. Fuck yeah! Then you're like, oh, I got to go scout it out. Shit, I didn't get time. All right, and I'm gonna haul ass up there the day before hunting, and I got my gun all sighted in. Boom! Opening morning, you're like, motherfucker. There's like 90 other trucks here.
Yeah.
Damn it. Then you're like walking around all pissed off because there's 90 other trucks, and you hear a gun go off over the hill.
First day, 10 minutes in the hunt, we see 2 of them. Boom, we could have jumped out and shoot them. The guy's like, nah, it's first day.
Yeah.
After like day 3, I'm like, we should have shot them fucking 3 or the first day. And I'm like, he's like, we want to get you.
Ready to be done
He's like, we want to get you the full experience. I'm like, I've had enough of this experience shit. And I was like,
10 minutes gets to be
experience. Jesus.
I'm thinking about going pig hunting in Texas, where they shoot them from the helicopter.
Yeah, that looks
They
fun.
drop you in the helicopter.
I want to go and do shoot the alligators with the bow and arrow, with the deal, and pull them back.
I like that.
But once you do fun stuff like that, though, like where you get to pull the trigger multiple times, like after a pig hunt where you're going to shoot a bunch of pigs, you're like, I don't want to go on an elk hunt. That's boring.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never really been an elk hunter. I go dove hunting because, I mean, they have like donuts and like chocolate milk and stuff in the morning. And you get to hang out with your buddies, and then you can make a big excuse that you're going to go to the bar this afternoon.
By 9:30.
Yeah, about 9:30 you can head to the bar. So
I enjoyed the deer and elk hunting, but man, after going somewhere you get to pull the trigger more than once, you're like, dude, this sucks. Man, I don't want to do this. This is dumb. Let these other guys hike all over these mountains.
Fuck, I'd never walked so much in my life, and it was freezing. I mean,
and what's fun, you go to South Africa. So a good friend of mine met me down in South Africa, and we took him on a South African hunt. Now that way, you get to do some diesel stalking and beer drinking,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like, but the animals are still. You're at 4,000 acres. They're still wild. Like you're like this. I mean, it's fun. It's not easy per se, but you're still shooting like 5 things in a day. You're like, hell yeah! Like
So we're hiking, and Chad tells me before we go, layer up, layer up. So, we get out of the truck, we're freezing. Well, by the time I walk 45
Sweating
minutes, I
your
have
ass
everything
off.
in this tree, and this tree, and this tree. Well, we get there, and I never heard of this thing called glassing. So we're sitting up there, and we're glassing, and these fucking, I'm just like, you guys see it? I'm going around. And then they like walk down, go to that draw, go to this bluff. I'm like,
Chad was having the time of his life.
yeah, so this guy's telling me, go to the draw, and go behind that bluff, and go to the, I'm like, tell me in fucking English here, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
his voice gets all deeper and raspier as he's
"Jeez."
hunting.
Then they're like,
I'm glad you came with us. We're gonna have fun.
The draw.
I'm glad I went because I know what it's all about. But man, the last day it was snowing and raining, and I was like, Chad, we're not going out there. We're gonna get fucking stuck out there, and this guy's crazy.
We're gonna die.
So I told Chad, no, let's go, let's go.
Well, I think we could probably sit here and talk about hunting in Africa stories all day long with Trevor, but so I think we need to have him back. This turned out pretty fun. I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you about next time. Accidentally delivering my son, my third.
Perfect. All right, so we got something for next time.
Never do it. I'm telling you now. If you're ever in a crowded building and someone shouts, "Oh my God, I'm going into labor!" Like act like you're blind, stick your hand straight out, and run into stuff. Like
Go the other way.
just
I couldn't imagine. I'm a big wuss when it comes to blood and choke. Like I couldn't even imagine.
that was, I don't know, it was just my stress. My adrenaline
yeah.
was like through the roof.
There's 2 lives on your hands right at that
Yep.
moment.
That was going through my mind. Like this little baby's might die right now.
Oh.
And oh man, it was not. But he didn't. He's good.
Yeah.
He's here.
You have 3
Christ,
kids?
yeah, 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're going to the Serengeti.
Henry after his great grandpa, Henry Wilder Bales, Tucker Cotton Bales, and Rush Stephen Bales.
There you go.
Rush came in a rush, so
I like Rush. That's a cool name.
yeah.
That
When
is
someone's
cool.
like, "Those are very conservative names." Tucker Carlson, Rush. I'm like, God, I didn't even realize that, but kind of. I wanted to name him Wolfgang. Was my first choice because she named the first 2, and she's like, no. And then and I was like, dude, the name like just the wolf, like call him Wolf, like any event.
We had Wolf.
We just
on
had
here.
Wolf on from American Gladiator was on here.
What isn't he from? What guy's from Buckeye? One of the
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yeah.
any event you do in your life, sporting, playing the piano, violin, baseball, football. Oh, now to the stage, Wolf. Fuck yeah. And then I'm like, all right, we've got a name like the Wolf or Wolf. You've got to be the CEO of some company.
Oh,
And your
yeah.
desk. What is
Wolf.
the oh, not Wolf, yeah. Wolf of Wall Street. No, but your desk, like the name on your desk is Wolf. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what I don't know, just like you fire someone, I got fired.
Speaking of
Got cut by the wolf.
speaking of names, most people don't know that you changed your last name to Bales because you Bell Hay, right?
We sure did. No,
That was the plan all along.
it was the plan. No, I still get asked that. I was just somewhere the other day, and they're like, "So you really didn't change your name?" Like, no, we didn't really change.
No,
our
you didn't
name."
change.
I was talking to Chad before, and I said I'm going to say that.
No, I still just like 2 weeks ago, someone brought it up. It's like, no, did not change it.
But it did work out pretty handy.
Worked out, yeah.
All right. Well, catch us next time. We're going to bring Trevor back.
Yo.